Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we gotta talk about that upcoming major cooldown that really looks more potent than it even did yesterday. We also have an extended look into the far future, where we even think there could be some Arctic blasts that happen because of this pattern. It seems like we're going to be moving into a very fall-like cold pattern, and I'm sure a lot of people are excited about that. So in a moment, we're just going to talk about all of those things. Anyways, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, do you think November will be a colder month than normal or a warmer month than normal? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get straight into this video though, and first things first, we are taking a look here at basically day one. This is going to be today, October 13th, that's a Wednesday. And as you can see, very cold temperatures out west. That is that negative PNA that has been controlling the pattern. We also have these warmer temperatures here for the plains and all the way to the eastern seaboard. This is a classic negative PNA pattern. But somehow, some way, by the time we take a look at the end of this video, we're going to make our way to a pattern that looks like this. Basically the opposite. Very warm in the western United States and very cold in the eastern United States. So watch the whole video if you want to find out how we get to this point. Let's just take a look real quick at that 72-hour snowfall accumulation out west. Wow, that was a big snowstorm, widespread. 12 to 24 inch amounts there, and very widespread 6 to 12 inch amounts, and we even have some scattered in 24 to 36 inch amounts. So we expected that 2 to 3 feet snowfall range to be very possible, and so far we have reached that in a lot of areas, and there's still a lot of snow to come. So very interesting. Let's zoom into the west a little bit, the very far northwest. And as you can see, those little yellows there in Montana and Wyoming, that is where we're at, 24 inches plus in some of those mountaintop regions. In the reds, there's where we're at 1 to 2 feet. So we do have a lot of widespread heavy snowfall that took place. And again, it's still ongoing. It is definitely not over yet. Now, let's take a look at those temperature anomalies. This is by the time we're reaching tomorrow, Thursday, October 14th. And as you can see, the eastern United States is going to have a quite warm day. I think it's going to be 81 here in Virginia. So, I mean, look, this is looking pretty nice, obviously, for a lot of people that like the warmth. And it's going to be pleasant, obviously, above normal temperatures this time of year are a little bit nicer than they are in, let's say, August or July. But a lot of people want the cooler air. And as you can see, it's actually pushed its way a little bit further eastward than it was even today on Wednesday. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move towards Friday, October 15th, and we're going to see it push even further east. Now, the interesting thing I'm going to point out here is look at California and Oregon. We have warmer than normal conditions setting up along that western seaboard. That is the beginning of a positive PNA. And you saw how a negative PNA works. I talked about it in depth yesterday, but a negative PNA is very cold out west, very warm in the east. So you can just imagine the opposite. Warm in the west, that cold is headed east. That's the beginning of it. And weather moves from west to east in the United States. Sometimes we see it move the other direction, but typically, things are working their way downstream from west to east. So it all starts with the west coast. And as you can see, that colder air has shoved its way further east. It is still very warm in the east, but by the time we reach Saturday, October 16th, I mean, look at that. The west is even warmer. That colder air is all the way in the Ohio Valley, the Gulf states, and it's approaching the eastern seaboard very quickly by Saturday. And then by Sunday, it has reached the eastern United States. And I know you're thinking, oh, that doesn't look that cold. Well, just stay tuned. It's going to get even colder in the longer range. We have warmer temperatures set up over the western United States and the north central United States. We have a bit of cold there for Oregon and Washington, but it's still warmer regardless. Now, by Monday, October 18th, we do see a bit of a negative PNA trying to reinsert itself into the pattern here. We see the west coast is colder again. The central is warmer. We do have some cold over the east, but that will shortly come to an end there for the 19th, 20th. But by the time we reach the 21st, between the 18th and the 21st, we see a positive PNA work its way back in, take over the pattern again for the west coast, and we see that colder air come back even stronger for the central and eastern United States. There is obviously some warmer regions, but that is going to shortly here come to an end for those regions. Now, by the time we reach the 22nd, that's going to be Friday afternoon or so. And as you can see, that cold has become a lot more potent over the eastern United States. Again, that warm out west is even building in further. That is going to really just reinforce that pattern and make sure it stays locked in for at least a little bit here. But those greens are indicating temperatures that are 10 to 15 degrees below normal. So if you're in those regions, it is going to feel quite cool if it does play out this way. And by the time we reach about Saturday afternoon, that's going to be October 23rd, you can see that this pattern has reached the eastern seaboard and has really inserted itself into the eastern United States. Now, by the time we reach Sunday, that's going to be October 24th, this cold is really pushing further east where it's now pretty exclusive for the eastern seaboard, with some inland states receiving some of it, but it is pushing further east and further east. We do see a bit of cold showing up for Washington and Oregon there. Again, it all starts with the west. You see it work its way downstream as you watch this video. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to see another negative PNA try to enforce its way in by Monday. But we're going to see a much more major Arctic blast force its way into the central and eastern United States in just a moment. Now here we are reaching Monday, October 25th. It looks like that cooldown is for sure done by this point. The northwest is cold, the southeast is cold, but that warmer air is really working its way eastward. But between the 25th and the 27th, that's going to be from Monday to Wednesday, you can see that we get a positive PNA that builds its way back in, and we get an Arctic blast from Canada here in the long range on October 27th. Very potent cold air, and it gets even more potent actually by Thursday, October 28th, as you can see, far below normal temperatures, working their way into the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the Gulf states, the South Central United States. Everybody gets their fair share. I feel like Oprah Winfrey right now. Everybody gets their fair share of that below normal temperatures. We have 10 to 15 degree temperatures below normal here in all of the greens. You can see those blues over Mexico and Texas. That is 15 to 30 degrees below normal. So yes, a significant departure from your normal. And it's interesting how the west is far above normal temperatures. So the further above normal temperatures we get in the west, it seems like the further below normal temperatures we get in the east. That is how it works sometimes. Now, here is the actual temperatures that night, Thursday night, heading into the 28th, or sorry, the 29th. This is actually what those low temperatures could look like by late October if we do have far below normal temperatures. And this is significantly different than what we're dealing with. It's 6 a.m. here. It's nearly the low temperatures in Virginia, and it's 68 degrees right now. And I would be in the upper 40s if this was the case. So a significant departure from what we're seeing now, because not only will we have below normal temperatures, but also we will have advanced 15 days closer to winter, and your average temperature is rapidly dropping throughout these fall months in October and November especially. So your average temperature will go down, and you'll see possibly below normal temperatures as well. That's why there's widespread 30s and 40s for the eastern United States, those two things combined. Now, this also on the 28th here, the morning of the 28th, sets up for one of the most interesting model frames I've ever seen. We see that Arctic blast, you could tell it's there. We have lake effect snowfall going on for Pennsylvania, West Virginia, New York, Michigan there, and then also Wisconsin, and a bit of some snow showers for Minnesota as well, and Maine. But we also have a hurricane building near Cuba. Obviously, that hurricane is a little far-fetched in the long range, but I just thought that was entertaining to see for sure. But the Arctic blast seems pretty possible at this point based on teleconnections. All right, for today's confidence tab, we remain at a 4 out of 6. Until this isn't in the long range anymore, this is where we will stay on the confidence tab. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, when do you think we will see a cooldown and how long do you think it'll last? And the Sneaker God said, I think this cold is just taking longer to get here and stay in place, but once it gets here, I bet the winter and late fall are going to be very cold and good for snow lovers. It's just taking time to get settled in. That's all, and that is how it is. We've seen the AO really building in the Arctic Oscillation. We've seen a bit of a positive AO at times, and that has really built up the snowpack and the ice over the Arctic regions. This is going to allow for even more potent cold air later on, so we're kind of investing. It's not like we have any choice, but we're kind of investing in the future for the later fall and the winter time by sacrificing those cold temperatures now for even more potent cold and snow later. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons: Bill Crates, James Wade, Dofi Nagel, Larry the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, and Patrick Strickland as well. I would also like to thank our diamond patrons: Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kodalessa, Catbite, Charles Thinnett, Cindy Klein, Alan Goodmaben, Bill Dallas, Gary, John Colisi, Dwight Phelan, Stephen Kernenthal, and Thomas D. Barr as well. If you'd like to be a part of this very awesome patron entry today, you can do so by joining our very exciting Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. I would also like to thank our channel members here: Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox as well. This will be located next to the subscribe button down below if you are interested in joining. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.